Hello, welcome back for episode 2. We're doing it again because we're suckers. How are you, Bazzer?
Yeah, all good, mate. Yeah, looking forward to part 2, episode 2. Really enjoyed episode 1. It was a good nostalgia trip down memory lane, so I'm sure we'll have a bit more nostalgia for episode 2. What about yourself?
Yeah, looking forward to it. And you've got your Forestman stuff on, and I've got a dragon. There's a clue. Dragon.
Rocking the Forestman, yeah.
So, yes, we have Tim. Hello, Mitty. How are you? Hope you're having a good weekend.
Thanks for joining us.
Hopefully the stream isn't going to glitch out because we have got some bits and bobs going on. I'm just going to currently running a test just to make sure for. Apparently we have issues connecting to Melon services, so let us know. I'm keeping an eye on it as well in Twitch to make sure it's working. Seems to be all right at the moment. And that test should stop soon, which would be good. So yeah, we're going to pick up where we left off last time. Oh, got Trevor's videos here. Hello, Trevor's videos.
Hello.
Which was, we finished 1989, didn't we? So we're hitting...
We did, yeah. We finished on the Forestman's River Fortress, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. So all good there. Let me see if this thing's finished. No, nearly there, nearly there. Come on.
Right down to the wire, eh?
Tim saying all good sound picture-wise. Good, thank you.
Nice one, thanks.
Yeah, we had a bit of a blast last time. I think this is the section. Although I have the nostalgia for what we looked at last time, I still think this next bit was by Golden Point when I was buying more sets, which I think will show up as well on some of the Brickset ones. I seem to have more from this area. It's probably because I was a bit older and had a bit more pocket money.
Yeah, this certainly was around sort of coming up towards my secondary school era. So, yeah. The first couple of years, getting better pocket money, so being able to buy sets.
Let's see if this is finished. It has finished.
Good stuff.
We're still connecting to Frankfurt. That's the problem.
Yeah, we've had a few difficulties, people. Just let us know if you do have any difficulties hearing us or seeing us in the chat. Just let us know and we'll see what we can do about it.
So now it's finished. I'm going to dive in. So we're going to use Brickset again. Thank you, Brickset, for being an awesome resource for us being able to show it and trip down memory lane. Always cool.
Yeah, it's a great website. Brickset really does help out. Keep track of things.
And here we are.
Yes.
We're on 1990.
This certainly picks up from what I spoke about last time when I said there was a few bad Forestman sets, in my opinion. Not bad, but ones that I wasn't too fond of. And this first one, the Crusaders cart, is one of them.
Did you not like this one?
I don't like this at all. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get to the Renegade. We'll get to the Wolfpack Renegade down the line, which is another cart made of blue bricks. But for this reason, I don't know why. Forestman with blue bricks just doesn't resonate with me. A blue brick build.
I wonder why they chose the blue plates. I know they've got the driver with the blue sleeves and the blue is on the front. Driving, they've got blue connection to the horse, which I think they did in other colours at that point.
They did. I mean, there has been other carts with blue in it, and a little bit of blue here and there, but it's too much blue for me. And that sounds ridiculous, but for me, it just doesn't work, this set. Great set, though. You get 3 minifigs, a horse, and a cart, but just too much blue.
Little shield.
Little rake as well. Little peasant rake.
I wonder if it looked better if they'd had blue feathers in their hats, whether that just helped a little bit. So they've even put the red saddle in. But what's interesting is even here now they're doing the studs on the side.
Yes, that's right.
And I've never really thought about it, but that will actually hold a saddle upside down, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, never really thought about that, but yeah, for that reason, it's pretty good idea. Got the hay bales on the back as well. You can see.
Yeah, the bits I don't like are just in this picture alone, which obviously looks like it's come from a folded instruction cover or the boxes that are hit right there. Yeah. I don't like this huge gap. I don't think they needed to have that big gap right through the middle, and I don't like the way that they've got him stood on what probably is the brick for the horse. If you take,
Yeah, it's part of the horse he's standing on. It's weird, isn't it?
Doesn't really sell it that he's having to stand on a brick to grab that down. I mean, I know why they're pursing it. I mean, this is a really good purse. The legs across, hand on the horse, horse's head down,
steadying the horse. Yeah, that's really cool. It sounds like we're nitpicking, but
just not one that's appealed to me, and I can kind of see why it didn't, because I wouldn't have liked that gap.
Nah, I would not have bought that set.
It's expensive. So yeah, they did it. They did a. Oh, this looks like a better box image with less of the pursing stuff on, and I've got the thing on the back now.
Yeah, I think this is probably a repurposed box where, we talked about before where you got North America and the rest of the world, and also Europe and UK, the different box art and that. I think the other one was probably taken from the front of, as you say, the instruction manual.
Yeah.
And this one was probably the front of the box.
They've got the clipped on there. I didn't realize that piece was so old, but it is. And then
yeah.
Did he have a brown in the other one? Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I think we probably
missed figures in this one. Then
that's what I mean. Where's the third Forestman?
Weird. Yeah, two minifigures in this one.
It's got two different product numbers as well, so that's what makes you think: is it a remake? Is it different countries?
North America only, similar to 1680, but has only two minifigures. Interesting. Let's move on. Battle Dragon.
Here we go.
And even though I say I don't own it, I do own this set. I just think because a lot of these got moved around in where they are on Brickset, I'll have ticked it somewhere else.
Yeah, I never owned this one personally, but it's quite interesting. If you have a look, it's actually classed as a Black Knight set, and he's holding a Black Falcon's shield.
Yeah.
This is where we talk about continuity errors on Lego's part when they're making these sets. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? It's a set we enjoy and play with, but it's things we're going to pick up on as adults, for sure.
Proper little pocket money set, though, again, wasn't it? With a nice and cheap figures.
Yeah, nice and cheap, yeah. Alternative build, I'd imagine, on the back. Not so many weapons from the picture. Yeah. Like I said, I never owned this set. I see a crossbow on top, but...
Yeah, I think it did only come with a crossbow.
Right. Good pocket money little set, though. I prefer this as a pocket money set.
Yeah, this is one of my favourites.
Yeah, this is proper cool. I think I had this one. I can't be 100%. I'm pretty sure I did have this set.
I think I've got a couple of this one, but I don't really know where they are. They might be in that stuff I brought back from Spain, but just the doors, little hidden doors, and they you obviously get the Falcon Eagle type thing, and then we got the school shield, which was new.
That's right. I mean, there's loads of stories surrounding this set. I've seen other YouTubers and other people in social media talking about this on their channels, saying how this could have been the Black Monarch himself, the actual ghost, or was it actually the knight? There's all different things surrounding the Black Monarch, the Black Monarch King. So it's quite interesting, the lure behind it. But yeah, it's a nice little build, nice little pocket money set for sure.
Afternoon, a cabbage. Good for you to join us.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, the thing I like that theory because I just read this as I always read it as the ghost that belonged to the Black Monarch, not his actual the ghost of him. So now you put it into context, which we'll get to the Black Monarch further down. It actually is probably going to be Black Monarch.
Yeah. It's got an alternative name. I can see just about this, and Haunted Tower. Something, Haunted Tower.
Haunted Tower, yeah.
Also known as. So.
Yeah, this is a great set.
I see you got it on your list, so something you wanted, but you said you got them already. Yeah,
I got them. Got that one. Right, Dungeon Hunters. Interesting, this one.
Yeah, it is. It's another sort of prisoner type convoy. Yeah, it's great the way to build that. It's another prisoner type set, isn't it? Where the peasant, the prisoner. Again, quite difficult to get out of.
We've got
It's a
Squid
lot.
Bix here. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, Lion Knight set, this one. So it's one of the later Lion Knight sets.
Yeah.
I never owned it myself. What about yourself?
Yeah, I got this one.
Cool.
I remember getting this one. The blue shield, the helmet, the white flags this time as a different color. Again, they're looking like they're trying to get the colors of Lego into the sets. The black horse, the white, the yellow, obviously, of the faces, the red here, saddles.
Yeah. Blue sides again.
I just love that little build that they did. The thingy we're using, the what was like an airport type top of the fence piece that they used to put on the helipads on the city sets, yeah, and use
the
them as
helicopters. Yeah, at the bottom bars of the helicopters in the town sets, I remember. Yeah. So it's a cool little build, that one. Yeah,
it's a great set. Night Stronghold, another really good one that I had. We had the Falcons. We've got the
I did with
the shields. We've got the different style of castle now. It's obviously black. There's two big wooden doors.
Like Black Monarch's castle that we previously looked at. But yeah, the big doors are awesome. Nice big doors. Yeah.
Very similar to that other one we looked at in the fact that they've got a wall and siege weapon, haven't they?
They have, yeah. And if you look, when we look later down the line and we get right into it and go into sort of my Dark Age for sure, you'll look at some of the sets actually is very similar to this one. So this is like one of the Forerunners. You can see that Knight is wearing a breastplate as well rather than a Knight's uniform.
Yeah.
The blue one. I think it's a Black Falcon versus Black Knights this set.
Did you have this one?
Yeah, nice. I did, yeah. I had this set, yeah. Remember playing with it quite vividly. I think by that time all my other sets were packed away, so yeah, it was almost like a rebirth of me having a new load of Lego again.
Town gate. Let's put in the front, get your little town behind it before you get to your castle. 494 new, crikey.
Brand new, wow.
Forestman's Crossing. Now you need to tell me about this one because I think there's some details.
This is the one I spoke about before. Now, I believe this is North America only. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure this is North America only. I don't remember this being in the UK. I had a very similar pirate set to this. There was a pirate island that was very similar to
me too.
But this is cool. And what's really cool about this as well is I long for the female forestman. You can see her hanging out the window. I long for that figure. It's so cool. I never had a chance to own it. But the base plate as well with the river, it's a really nice build, this one. And I think it's got some alternative builds to it as well. This would have been a really cool play set to have. And I wish I'd own it. I like the way they posed it again, as you can see. The horse drinking from the water. It's just a really cool set. What's your feelings on it?
Yeah, I think I don't remember it at all until I looked back on sets to, before we've had these streams and other things, and I don't remember it being over here. Like I say, I remember the pirate one around the same time. I think I would remember that base plate if we'd have been able to, because that probably would have drawn me in, because I did tend to get a lot of the sort of colourful pre-printed base plates. And I would remember the brown ladder. I definitely don't have a brown ladder.
Yeah, it's quite a predominant piece to remember. Everyone remembers the walkway, like I say, on the pirate one, because you get that on the pirate one.
Yeah.
But the brown ladder.
Yeah. A little secret hideout. Like you say, I've never really noticed her so much as being a forest figure, but this is the only one that she, in that configuration, that she comes in, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah. Same time we got her.
Yellow plume as well and a brown hat. They all look slightly different as well. I don't know what it is. There's just something about this set that just doesn't. We definitely can't have been very readily available in the UK. It might have been in Europe.
But... yeah, I just don't remember it being in the UK because I was certainly at that age. Because what are we on now? 1990. I would have certainly pushed to have that as a present for sure. Oh, look at that fig.
Yeah,
that is so cool. I so want that figure.
There's no alternative name for it either, and given the price is 1,270 for a sealed one, suggests it wasn't that readily available.
Of course, which tells me, especially in Europe and the UK, it wasn't here. I'm sure it wasn't here.
Yeah, we'd have had Robin Hood, wouldn't we, written on it?
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, nice set.
Cracking set that.
That would be something I recreate in my Black Forest, to be honest.
Yeah. Here we go.
King's Mountain Fortress. It's not the best image.
It's not. You can make it a little bigger, I think. You can see the alternative builds.
Let me see. Okay.
Yeah, it's not the best image, but believe it or not, this is actually my favourite castle. For a long time, people wasn't overly enthused about this because of the way it's configured with the battlements being quite close to the bottom of that base plate. But if you take into consideration that it's on a mountain, it's on a hill, so if you had a faction trying to break into this castle, they have to get up the hill to even get over the battlement. So I don't see a problem with it, continuity of how the battlements are quite low down. I certainly would have preferred it to be built up a bit more, but I don't have a problem with this set, and I absolutely love it. As I say, it's my favourite castle. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I don't really see that as being an issue because, like you say, there's multiple ways to get into any castle anyway. They've had a little hideout. It looks low at the back. I'm not sure about the choices of tree because that looks like a palm tree, but this was deep when Pirates started, didn't it? So there was a lot of crossover.
Correct.
pieces.
Yeah,
that is definitely a palm tree base.
And it falls off quite easily. My one always falls off.
Yeah, they never really had a good solid clutch power on the bottom of those. If you look at what they've got now with the pin, the plate with a pin, I think it's 2x2 plate with up vertical facing pin. They're really strong, but back then they didn't have hardly any clutch power. They used to knock off your pirate sets as well.
That's it. Yeah,
I do like this. I love this design here. I think that's a really clever way of using those pieces to frame that front window that you don't often see right at the front of a castle being done.
It opens up as well, and the ghost sits behind it.
So the ghost can go in here.
Yeah, it opens up. Yeah, and the ghost sits behind it. It's like a hinge. If you look at the front, you can see like the two small hinges. It's a really bad picture, but yeah, it opens up and you can sit the ghost in behind it.
What was sort of they used the was that another storage thing? The hole in the base plate, is that what they used it for?
Yeah, you could use this as a storage area. It's got like a prison just above it.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it's a great looking set, and like I say, it has alternative builds to it as well. The drawbridge was quite. I remember. I'm looking at it now. It's actually got quite a long drawbridge. Drawbridge comes out quite a lot, and it's quite thin. It's very different. It's a very different type of set, and I like it for that reason that it's different.
Yeah, it just looks small here. I think that's where my criticism would be.
Yeah,
you just crawl under there. Yeah, that could have done with a couple more bricks on it, Lego. Just saying.
Some of the base plated sets and castles, you can certainly find holes in how a faction could get in and cause havoc. But then in the later sets down the line, you'll find that that's actually a play feature where you can knock some of the castle panels out, so you can break into the actual castle. So we'll see them as we go on in time. But you also get a maiden in this set as well, or a princess.
I wonder if that's meant to be on the side of a mountain, so you wouldn't actually be able to get anywhere near that anyway. Because with it being called King's Mountain Fortress, I reckon that you wouldn't actually have like a plate running up to that. Hence the long drawbridge.
Yeah, where's the king? Oh, is what I want to know. Is his daughter minding the castle? Do you know what I mean? Is the king the actual knight? They did, yeah. This is the thing. They gave it some crazy names. I mean, it's also called the Haunted Castle. I'm looking at it as the second name for it. I mean, I've always known it as the King's Mountain Fortress.
I wonder if he's meant to be the king then, and you just don't have a crown, and that's kind of confusing to some people who always want a crown. But let's face it, he's got the horse barred in, he's got the 2 flags on his lance.
Look at the colours of the flags again. Complete change of continuity. They were red and yellow for the Lion Knights, but as they got a little bit later on, they almost turned to the red and blue. It's crazy. It really is. If you notice those kind of things, you also get little torches on the side of the buildings as well, which was pretty cool. I don't remember them on many other castle buildings.
Classic touch.
Yeah. Love that. My favourite castle, for sure.
A lot of chatting back and forth in chat. Good to see. If you're not following, make sure you are. We're not far off 50 now.
Yeah, you're enjoying it, and bring back some.
Baz, have you broke up for me? You keep breaking up for me. I don't know why. Is everyone? Is the stream all right? Chat? Is it breaking up for you? Is it me that's breaking up? Is it Bazza? I don't know. Might just be my end.
Yeah, it's stumbled a few times, but it's come back pretty quickly.
Bazza keeps breaking up. It says. Cabbage says. See how it goes. See how it goes. Right, we are on to 1991.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
King's
okay
Catapult was the only one apparently released in 1991, which meant the others were just on the shelf longer, doesn't it?
That's right. Again, I don't remember this one. I don't remember this one at all. There's quite a few of these Black Knight ones that I don't remember. The ones that really stand out, and there's ones that I don't remember. I don't remember this. I don't know if this was in UK or if it's just North America. I don't know.
Well, again, it's a King's Catapult with no king, so who's it supposed to be related to? The Lion Knight's king?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
There's no sort of consistency all apart from the red, yellow flags. I don't remember this at all. I would have bought this if this would have been available because it's small, cheap.
Pocket money set, yeah.
Another knight figure in it.
I mean, you could probably add this to the King's Mountain Fortress being a Lion Knight. I mean, it's quite interesting that some of the Lion Knights in that King's Mountain Fortress, which I didn't allude to, and you're actually seeing on screen now, is wearing chainmail.
Yeah.
It's the first time you kind of see the progression of Lego moving away from the actual logo symbol. Because he's obviously holding the shield, isn't he? So
yeah,
he's a Lion Knight.
As an adult, that would bother me. As a kid, I would have just thrown them into the mix on the walls.
Exactly that. Yeah.
So it says North America only on this one, so that'll be why we haven't seen it. Why do they get all the extras?
That's what I mean. North America seemed to get quite a lot of sets that we didn't get in the UK or in Europe. And
it was proven that Germany and the UK bought more castle sets than any other region as well, which is obvious, given our history.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Yeah, history. This is one of my favourite small sets that I cannot own. This, again, I believe, is a North American set. I adore this set, and I don't know why. It's so small. So I know I'm going to use a weird word here. It's cute. I just think this is such a cute little set, and I love it. And it's so easy to recreate, and I'm definitely going to do that, but I would have loved to have had it in the box. I love this. I really do.
Again, as a polybag now, for Castle fans, for a £5, why not?
Exactly. And it did come in polybag and box form.
You know, you'll have the new Lion Knight torso pieces. You'd obviously won't have that helmet. You'd have the one with the rim around it, which is the one they produce currently. Spear's still in. Cartwheels are in. Treasure chest's in. They've got the new shield. Everything else is in production. That would be so easy to do as a polybag.
Yeah. Cabbage is saying he has this. You have this set, Cabbage? Because as far as I'm aware, this was only North American. I could be wrong by that.
Value new. I suppose you could have picked it up at any point. It was a polybag. See,
yeah,
I don't remember any polybags, that we had. I remember them as boxes, but we didn't have them as polybags. That was very much somewhere else. That.
Yeah. When we go down,
polybag version of these. Here you go.
There you go. Box as well, yeah.
I've got a funny feeling I had this, but I can't. Obviously, I haven't got the polybag version.
So cool.
No, I haven't. This is the box version, yeah. Interesting. Again, though, but why not do it now? Dual Defenders, another one that I don't remember at all, otherwise I would have got it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a fixed version of the twin arm launcher that the Lion Knights had, but in obviously Black Knights now. It's a nice little siege set, so you can imagine having a couple of these set on a hill just in front of a castle, ready to sort of give support, almost like cannons, the way you use cannon. So they're giving support where the troops are trying to storm the castle. Yeah, it's a cool little set, this one. Again,
blue, black, and chainmail on these guys.
it definitely suits them because they also come in red as well, similar to the Lion Knights and Chainmail. But the blue and black definitely suits the Black Knights for sure. Their shields are so cool as well. We'll talk about those a bit more later when we get to the Dragon Masters.
We've got Gaz here as well. Can you, going back to that one, can you still get the wheels that small? Yeah, I believe you can.
You can, yeah. You can still get the small wheels. Yeah, I've got a ton of them from different sets that I've bought over the years and bits and pieces. I love that so much. All it needs is the red flag as well to go with the yellow.
I wouldn't have thought that it would, even if they put the bigger wheels on it, if these weren't exact diameter, wasn't in production, it wouldn't make any difference to this car.
No. I'd love that blown up as a picture to put on the wall because it's probably like my favorite non-set that I had of a small set. I love this so much. It's crazy, isn't it? It's such a small, simple set.
Yeah, Cabbage saying you can get it. If it's worth that, it might be worth it in you. But Cabbage saying you got it on eBay. So
yeah, I'll have to have a look.
This is another one. North America only. Black Knight's Guard Shark, because obviously we had the Black Monarch's Ghost here. This is just really. I mean, the only thing interesting about it is that, innit?
Yeah, that come in a few sets. I think you got that on one of the castle sets, which we'll be looking at pretty soon. The flag, but yeah, those printed flags are really cool. It's a nice little set. It doesn't. I mean, the only thing that resonates with me really is the ghost. And a decent amount of weapons as well. What's that? 2, 4, 5 weapons.
Blacks, yeah. I don't like these sticking out. I think that looks silly, and I don't like the swords protecting that. I think that's again just lazy designing. Yeah.
The build is
the
not
swords
that
would have
great.
looked better clipped facing up. But I do like that bit on the top, the Black Knights. I was
just about to say these later sets in the early 90s, they actually put, I think they did it with the Wolf Pack, the Dragon Knights and the Black Knights. They actually put the little corner motif in now. And also it's got system written there now. No more Lego Lands ribbon or anything like that. They moved the Lego logo to the other side of the box. So the box art is starting to become a little bit different. Although you're still seeing the sunset in the desert, it's starting to become a slightly different marketing. But that's so cool with the little logo in the corner.
Yeah, like you said, the strip was the other side, wasn't it? So it's just changing.
That's
and
right.
Here we go with the Black Knight, which I had a few of these. I know I've only put one down, but I got another one recently in a bulk lot as well. But this was, again, I would have got nowadays, if they did that as a set, which again, they could easily do, obviously not with the shield, because they print the shield, but they could do it with a horse, they could do it with a knight from either faction that's currently in production as a polybag, and we'd be buying loads, wouldn't we?
100%. Again, I love this set. I had this as a kid. It's the first time I think we're seeing the shield elongated now, the larger round shield. Yeah. This is a great cracking set, and as you say, they could make this Lego could make so many of these little style sets now to go with the castle that came out last year, and it wouldn't.
Have you seen the Dragon Plume before? Was this the first time that appeared?
I think it's one of the first. I think it may have appeared previously on one of the nights we've missed or gone past already. But yeah,
I love that Dragon Plume.
Yeah, I mean, they reused that, like I say, for the Dragon Masters. The Dragon Masters and the Black Knights are very close in terms of the way their knights looked and the shield shape and all that. And
even the green, didn't they, for them?
They did, yeah. It's pretty much the same from green to blue. You could call that lazy that they didn't come up with a completely different design between the two different factions, but it didn't really bother me as a kid, really, because the coloration was the differential between the two, really, for me. But yeah, those the introduction to the wings on the side of the helmet and the dragon plume on top.
Can you imagine? Cool. They could even do this if they did this as a gift with purchase with the new printed shield as a throwback. Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
spending loads of money on Lego just to get them.
Well, they'd smarten that logo up, wouldn't they? Like they have done with the recent ones of the Black Falcons and the Lion Knights.
Yeah, they could even do the helmet in black and the sword in black and the armor in black. Yeah, and it would look so good. I always remember this one because I liked him because I always thought that he could just throw his shield down and dual wield swords. I love knights that can dual wield swords.
Some people actually put the crossbow on the clip as well, and I've done that previously. Because knights used to carry, our 15th century knights, French knights, used to carry crossbows as well.
And under his armor, even though they didn't need to, they printed the chest plate, didn't they, on him?
They did, yeah, chest plate, or they had the chainmail. So depending on faction.
Dig mine out and get him on display. I love this set. It's one of my favorites.
Cracking pocket money sets. So many pocket money sets. It just so frustrates me when I don't do that nowadays with these.
Probably worth in box £66 as well, to be fair. I'm not going to look at that, but look at the used value alone.
Well worth it.
How popular that was, and there'll be lots of these sets around as well.
Keep your eyes peeled, people, because you can still pick these sets up. That's it, mate.
People that drive the price. Oh, it's our favourite.
Well, got to give a clap for this one.
Yeah.
Got to be one of the best sets made in Castle.
Absolutely love this set.
It's so stupid it's made of blue, but it works. It so works. I know I've slated blue for the Forestman sets that we looked at not that long ago at the start of this program, but it works. And the fact that you can hide the chest underneath that, it actually opens up and you drop the chest in. It's so cool. Look at the weapons, the amount of weapons you get. You get the flag, the first introduction to Wolfpack, which is very similar to a Forestman, probably a little bit darker, I would say, a little bit more cheekier, a little bit more roguish.
Yeah, these were meant to be more thieves, weren't they? These were like your little. I remember the adverts. These were they weren't necessarily robbing from the rich to give to the poor. They were just robbing.
They were scallywags, weren't they? They were right little naughty people.
I just love this set. I love that the logo as well. That they put the blue band underneath it as well, just to tie it all together.
I love the fact they're using animals in their logos and that as well. Wolves, Forestman, deer, stag. I just think it's so cool. Wolfpack, it's different, isn't it? And they've got such a big following, the Wolfpack. I really believe that Lego should really concentrate on bringing out an icon, small gift with purchase or a set we can buy of this. This needs to be reimagined.
Just the sheer value there. Look, you've got barrels, you've got chests, like you say, you can hide it underneath. You've got a horse, you've got two figures that were, new. What they've got capes on, as well as these types of hoods that were different. The shield,
hunting bird.
The bird. There's a bow hung up on the quiver on the back. There's an arrow. There's a bow and arrow here. There's a sword. He's got a sword. He's got a sword. Spear, lance. It's just got all the stuff you got. I'm in a charge a fortune for that now.
I got 3 of these. I love it that much. It's that good of a set for me.
Yeah, I love the Wolfpack. It's just because they weren't knights, I think. It was Robin Hood. These were like, they could be what you wanted to be because they didn't actually exist anywhere else, if that makes sense.
That's right. Yeah. There was no sort of history behind it that you can pin onto it.
Just £42. Crikey.
Little rogues they are. I love them. I think they're brilliant. And I use that word as well, rogue, because we did get a CMF figure right down the line.
Ever CMF figure, that one is.
And I have to second that. It's one of my favourite CMF figures.
And it just keeps getting better because here's the Caesar.
Again, what can you say about this set that's not already been said by people? This is iconic as a boat set for Castle. We didn't get many, but we've gone through some of the early ones like the Viking Voyager and the King's Oarsman. This was one of the last Castle, I would say classic Castle sets we got boat wise. You get that printed material sail. It's just so cool. The fact that the Black Falcons are now wearing grey bottoms, which is very unusual. Really
There's just nothing not to love.
Nah,
they use the plumes on the front for a headpiece. They've got loads of shields, the long one, the short one,
loads of weapons, loads of shields.
The printed sail, like you say, piece. Yellow and green flag, weird choice, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, weird coloration. But look at the you was talking about the robotic arm earlier on. I think me and you was chatting off camera.
Yeah.
Look how it's keeping the flag in place.
Yeah,
that piece that keeps the flag. So because I mean the antenna are easy to come off that plate, but just by putting that arm on there, it's like double securing it. It's such a great build.
The images and the adverts when there was about 4 or 5 of these sailing towards the castle, just so cool.
It does make me laugh. You got one oarsman in there, so if you ain't got a breath of wind and it's not catching the sails, you got just one person.
He's stacked with this guy, isn't he? He's just going to fly down there.
Yeah, he's
huge blue battlement pieces. The colours as well work as daft as it sounds. Like I remade this fully with a timber frame and use the sail, but the blue and the black worked for this sort of castle thing. And again, it gives you contrast when you're setting up a scene, so they could do it really well.
Sign of the era as well. Them colorations and bright colors it was endearing. It was a sign of the early 90s. Like I say, nowadays, as you mocked it yourself, and I've seen so many people mock this, and I'd like to do the same sort of thing. I've been talking about it recently, actually making a slightly larger version of this. Brown obviously would be used today, but back then you wouldn't even question the fact it was made of blue, red, and black. You know what I mean? It was coloration. It catches the eye, the children's eye.
I could see it all in black quite easily as a recreation, because I've obviously got this thing about this of a black forest, as in the wood being black wood, which is what's it called? Ash, is it? Is it ash that's black?
I'd be lying if I said I knew.
I can't remember. There is some fantasy stuff about like ebony coloured wood as well that sits in Lord of the Rings and stuff that makes it quite stronger and rarer that you can use for your storytelling. And I would like to think they've made this sort of like, it's almost like a armored wood that you could make something that would stand up stronger. But like mithril silver is stronger, that type of fantasy thing. That the wood's stronger, so it holds up longer. But yeah, I could see me doing one all in black, but getting hold of them sails is not easy.
No, you could get. I mean, there's a lot of people reprinting their own creation. It's not the same because it's not made by Lego, but people are making their own sails for pirate ships and castle ships now. I've seen Forestman sets built in this as well, with Forestman flags and all that.
Yeah,
it's just so much you can do. And this is the four. Remember, these are the forefathers. These are the forefront sets that we're getting, that people are still making today, still mocking a version of this today. That's how predominant it is with and resonates with people.
Yeah, the old sea serpent idea of that it was some kind of dragon that could go in water. It's kind of cool.
What was the name of alternative name? Black Knight Ship.
Yeah, Black Knight Ship.
Makes sense, but sea serpent sounds better.
Sea serpent, yeah.
Wolfpack
Tower. I wish I'd got this set. I am going to do a version of this because I've seen quite a few people do it, but
please do. Please either get this set or remake it. I had this set. I had the sea serpent. And the last 3 sets I had, and this set I loved as a child. I played with this for ages, and this is an awesome set. There was about a year or 2 ago, you could pick this up for a very good price. I'm not sure what the pricing on it is now. But there was a lot of these sold in the UK. There was a lot of these around everywhere. Every child who loved Lego Castle had this set. It's so awesome. There was only 3 sets of the Wolfpack faction, and this was the biggest one that they come out with. Yeah, this is so cool. There's so many little Easter eggs in it with a ghost, and the drawbridge that comes up and down behind the battlement area. The fact that the wall opens up, it's awesome.
It's like they've nicked this place, isn't it? It belonged to somebody else, and the ghost is still haunting them.
That's right, yeah.
Over. Again, red on red, nice striking red that fits
their coloration, doesn't it?
They put the little red in there between the legs like a belt, didn't they, on that guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See if we can see him on there.
There he is.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah, you only ever got two Wolfpack members. You always reuse the same head and the same sort of, it was either one or the other. But you only really got 2. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, he had a patch and he's got a mustache. He was very piratey, wasn't he?
He was very. I think they actually reused that in the pirate set. Actually, I think they're both, possibly even the one with the patch as well. I can't quite remember, but yeah, definitely the one with the moustache.
Love this set.
You can't. There's no words can sort of describe how cool that set was.
This designer, Steen, he was brilliant. And then we get on to probably what I would deem as the best Lego castle that they've ever done.
Yeah, I would say I do have a favour. I favour the King's Mountain Fortress. It's my favourite, but I would say this is the best of all the castle sets that's ever been designed.
Yeah, I think if you took off which one you liked the best, but actually was going to score the most points, this would probably hit the top list of the tier.
It would walk it. I mean, and say that's quite a dramatic thing to say when some of the other castles are beautiful, but this certainly walks it. And I've never seen so many people redesign this set. This has been remocked. Even I've done it with wooden panels. No, I've actually designed this on studio with a wooden version of this set. So this is such a cool set, and so many Easter eggs and so many little things. This is a bit that on some of the others, but there's so much you get with this. It's so cool.
It's crazy the amount of stuff that's in this set for the price that set was as well at the time.
Yeah,
and if it's got it on here,
I never owned it though. Did you own it?
Yeah, it was actually my brother's.
Okay,
not Scott. It was Glenn's.
Okay,
I had this one that we played with, but you got 4, obviously knights on horseback. Got all the figures. You got the Ghost. You got the build. There was plenty of stuff to do in here. There's a Wolfpack prisoner, and then obviously the big point with this one is the portcullis was really good because it was one piece drawbridge. There was just so many cool little things as a castle set to play with, and then obviously you got these guys and you got this guy.
Yeah, he stands out, doesn't he? He's
the Bardin, the white plumes.
The white plumes, yeah.
That's the most expensive one now, knight.
It's one of the most expensive knights. I think a gold knight as well from one of the later sets is very expensive as well. But it's definitely up there as one of the most expensive. It's definitely the plumes make it expensive.
Yeah, if they're on the sprue, they're really expensive, aren't they? If they're just like brand new on the sprue.
That's it, yeah. And people now are making copies of these plumes through doing 3D printing and stuff like that, and injection molding and stuff. So they can pretty much look very similar. Now it's very hard to tell with the naked eye an old version to what people can make nowadays. You'll be surprised.
I like the blue and red, but I almost wish that he'd had white and he'd had yellow, and they were the squires of these 2 knights.
Yeah, of course.
Because of the way they're set up with their armor and stuff, was like they were one flag, and then one could have been his squire, but they didn't. They went blue and red. That's fine because you got more plumes and stuff. Because obviously if you got a blue one, you got the 2 little blue ones, and you got the red one. You got 2 little red ones, and you just left them in the thing. In fact, you got a few because you got 2 red ones here, so you'd have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sprues at least, wouldn't you, with this set?
That's right, at least that. You used to get 3 different plumes or feathers, as people call them nowadays, on a reel. So you got the treble one, the treble feather, the big long feather, and then the small sort of thingy feather. But then you also, with these ones, you got the dragon ones. So you got the dragon and the 2 side pieces, the wing pieces, I call them. The dragon wings. But,
so cool.
Yeah, again, they've stuck to form when it comes to coloration of flags. I think it suits these better having the red and blue.
Yeah,
we've already seen the Lion Knights with red and blue. I mean, theoretically, you could give Lion Knights red and blue, but realistically, they were brought up with red and yellow. So,
yeah.
But, the little house on the side, cool little build as well. I think there's a back door to this, if I remember rightly. There is.
Yeah,
I'm not sure of it. Little back door, little ghost hanging off the edge.
You could go in the tower as well.
Play with this for hours.
That big flag, printed flag.
Yeah, big printed flag. I think that only came in this set. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the only one that big printed flag come in, because we started to get those big, large printed flags for the pirate set. So it makes sense. Same type of era, 1992. Would have been 3 years into the pirates by now to have those larger printed flags, and it's a shame they didn't do that more so with some of the other factions like the Black Falcons and the Lion Knights, for instance.
Let's have a look at this one. If you own it, £341 value new, sealed in box. That's not actually that bad.
I don't think
in terms of Lego now, if you could get it for that price, that'd be...
Yeah. I think that's a miss. There's something's a miss there. That's definitely more than 341 brand new in box.
Yeah, they did release a lot of these there. They did have it wasn't like a limited run, so there would have been a few in.
If I could get it brand new for 341 in a box, mate, I'd snap someone's hand off tomorrow for it.
It probably is inaccurate, but yeah, if you could get it for that price, I would definitely get it, given I think the used price is a bit too much. But 341, if that was brand new, sealed in box, I would snap their hand off.
Yeah,
It's
it's
probably in somewhere like Russia or somewhere.
Yeah, probably. It's very sought after, this set. It's very sought after because of what you're getting and what the iconicness of it. Great set.
And that is 1992. So we head on to 1993.
Yeah. Still with the Black Knights.
Oh yeah, it's a few grand. So ignore that one.
I thought so. But anyone out there who's got one brand new in box of 340 pounds, me and Craig will go halves on it.
Yeah. Current items for sale. There's one at £7,000.
Blimey.
Really? Anyway,
crazy.
Right, and Black Knights. I had this one. I definitely had this one, but I think I had the other one as well.
Yeah, again, I never had any of the Black Knight small ships. This is the second one, isn't it? The other one had the little canopy on it. Again, pretty cool. You get a couple of little knights in there. With this one, you've actually got a proper knight and a soldier. Little dragon's head on it is a nice little build as well on the front. I find it's lacking a little bit. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, it's not as good as the others.
Yeah, I love the dragon's head at the front. That would have been nice on a bigger build. It just looks too lopsided, too
like it'd go
front heavy. Yeah. You almost expect that on, say, like the sea serpent at the front would have been pretty cool, but that sort of size shit, for instance. But again, nice little pocket money set, I'd imagine. I never owned it myself, but yeah, nice set.
Yeah, I think if you take out that 1x2 brick and just put that down, it'd look better.
Yeah, maybe even just one plate higher. Like put one 2x1 plate on it just to raise it slightly. But yeah, it's too big, I think.
The back was quite high because they wanted this tilt motion using the hinge brick. But again, there was loads of these that alongside the other ships. So there was like the little boats coming in. And again, easy way to pick up knights and build a little, but whatchamacallit, army building. Nice little set.
Nice little set, yeah.
Ghostly Hideout, the North American one.
This is, it's the last of the Wolfpack sets. It was only 3 made, as I sort of alluded to before. I never owned this one. It's pretty simple to recreate again. If you wanted to buy this and recreate it with the instructions, there's not that many pieces. The pieces are very simple to pick up. Even the grey parrot piece, which they use as a falcon or a hunting bird of some description, you can pick those up fairly easily nowadays on eBay and places like that, Bricklink. But yeah, quite easy to recall. I would say that the old Ghost is the best Ghost, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I think they're non-menacing, aren't they? They're very classic Lego. They did sort of change the faces a little bit. I think the hooded part that they added later on, where it tips to the back, is a little bit better. But
yeah, the little peaky bit at the back,
it's hard to really say. I would say that I like this one because it hits nostalgia, but the other one's a little bit more accurate as well. It's kind of weird, and it is.
Well, there's not too much dissimilar between those two. It's not until you come to the real later ones where they completely change it and they put hoods on and they got faces and they're very different. Like, well, I think you're getting is it some of the monster fighter sets?
Yeah, I bet this one glowed better than the new ones because they'll have been able to get away with putting more stuff in the plastic, I would think.
Of course, yeah. Mine glow, at night time. I see them glowing up in the display. But yeah, so cool. Nice little set, easy to recreate. Like you say, North America.
Yeah.
So you can certainly recreate this if you've got a spare figure.
Expensive as well.
Yeah. Just can't get it in the UK. Or very few of them if you can.
Back to the Castle Value packs, which is basically this little target set and the ship and the thing we just looked at, which we didn't tend to get because it tend to be, you can see there it's in dollars. These would tend to be Toys R Us type things they used to do, where they box everything up onto a card and then you could buy it as cheaper than buying them individually.
Yeah, that's right. We never got them in the UK that I remember. It's definitely a North American thing, and you still see it today with the Star Wars sets. You get the free pack of 3 Star Wars 3-in-1 sets, which is really cool. It's a shame we don't get them in Europe and the UK because they are cool.
Yeah, King's Archer again, North American only set, but there isn't really a lot. It's an interesting set that they threw together, but it just goes to show how easy they can throw things together with existing parts. Like the target already existed from the Forestman. The green bush was already prevalent at this time as one of the sort of underwater things they would use. they've got, like you said, a figure already exists. So they're just throwing this together for a value pack. But
how simple of a build, but how nice of a build. I love this, and
it's
these so minimal in piece count. What I also like about this, and it's something we haven't mentioned actually, Craig, is, and we don't have them anymore, is the bullet helmet.
Yeah.
How iconic is that bullet helmet? I even use it on my profile picture now. It's so cool.
We both love the bullet helmet.
We do. Yeah, the bullet shaped helmet is so different with a chin strap built.
The rim around it is nice, but it's not. I'd like the combination of both. I wouldn't just want a rimmed one as the replacement. I'd want them to go back to the original.
Yeah, I like the rim run. A lot of people don't like it, but I like the rim run.
I do like the rim run.
Reminds me very much of like Braveheart. If you watch Braveheart, you'll see those rim ones.
Yeah, that's a lot of the time.
Yeah,
Crusades as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the English soldiers.
Marchers. Once I couldn't have horses. Yeah, it's a good little set that, like you say, dead easy to recreate and do. But they could just, when they're looking at little polybag sets to replace, on the shelves for people to just impulse buy, why can't they do some castle ones? Why does it always have to be a themed one or a city one or something? Just knock a few of these out.
But they could do that with pirates. They could do it with castle.
Yeah, they could do it with everything.
Minimal parts. Look how minimal these parts are to create what you're trying to get to, which is a little catapult.
I don't think this one is good. Polybags. They probably do a dreams polybag, but why can't they do a castle one?
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's an interesting little set. Again, it's North America, so I don't really remember it. I would have picked it up probably.
This is where we're starting to get a lot more facial features.
Yeah, the printed faces.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
I don't know what that one was. It was bonus value pack.
No idea.
I do remember this one from looking at it, but we obviously didn't get it. I've looked at it on eBay a few times. It's a cool little design, this. Black nice bullet helmet. Yeah. Didn't do a lot of battering rams in this sort of period.
No, that's right. Again, it's very easy. You notice he's a Black Knight, and he's got now, they've reverted back from red and blue back to red and yellow for the Lion Knights, even though he's a Black Knight. This is the continuity difference that Lego never picked up on.
I don't think they were bothered, were they?
They wasn't, no. It's so frustrating when you look at it now as an adult. And back as a kid, you probably didn't really pay too much attention, but it would have been so simple for Lego just to get small things like that right. So even though like you got people like the Star Wars fans and that complaining the little continuity problems they're having nowadays, they was even doing that back then. So it wasn't just targeting particular Harry Potter fans or Star Wars fans nowadays. They was getting things wrong even back then, and this proves it. Small things.
I don't think I'd have the sword right up to the bit where it's battering there, to be fair.
It's kind of weird, the sword sitting up like that.
Put it at the back.
Yeah, stick it at the back, yeah.
And I don't think this guy's going to be able to break down any doors on his Todd either. So
No, that's right. But it's a cool little pocket money set again. We're going to keep saying that pocket money thing. Here we go. New era. First one of a new era. Dragon Knights.
Yep.
First time we've seen Magisto.
Merlin the Wizard, as it was called.
Yeah. Different places, different names. Bit like Robin Hood and Forrest.
The ghost lives in a hut like that.
Exactly. I can only imagine this is one of his little hidey holes where he just cut the potions on the quiet when he needed to grab it at a moment's notice. I don't know. You can make your own story up, I suppose. But yeah, you can see his magic wand. So glow in the dark piece.
Yeah, isn't this the one that they're on about redoing as a little set?
No, that we'll get to that one. Yeah, it's his little home. We'll get to that. But yeah, this would be nice as a little gift with purchase, even something like this. Yeah. It's a very simple set to make. See the flame pieces. Gem. I think I see a green gem there.
Break it up a bit again. It's odd that they would print the belt and everything on here, but not print it on the anniversary version.
I think that's what. Yeah, a lot of people got upset over that, and I ain't gonna say that I wasn't any different. I wasn't upset, but I was like, this don't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense.
Just by the pick a brick wall, wasn't there? Not pick a brick.
Yeah,
build a minifig.
Yeah,
You could just
clearly
use that
wasn't in the
torso.
budget, was it, to be able to print that last torso?
Of course, if they added another £10 on and we got a few more printed pieces in that set, that wouldn't have bothered me so much.
They could have dropped one of the shields really to print that, couldn't they? They didn't have to put all them shields in. Interesting. Had this one. I love this one, Dragon Defender.
Yeah, I never had this. This is one of the few Dragon Knight sets I didn't have as a kid, and I don't have now, actually. It's pretty cool. I like the fact the dragon head, the brick-built dragon head, actually comes on the castle, which I'll look at some point in the next few sets. But the Dragon Master, look at the helmet of the Dragon Masters.
Brilliant.
Very different. Very, very Red Sonja-esque. If anyone's ever seen the film Red Sonja, some of the soldiers in there wear very similar helmets to that. And it was one of my favourite films as a kid, Red Sonja, although it's pretty awful now if you watch it back. I still find it endearing, but you can see these soldiers are very similar to the soldiers in that.
It's very Spartan-esque, isn't it, height-wise?
Yes, that's right, Reece. Yeah.
He had a lovely printed torso as well. I'll try and bring it.
You see the coloration as well, the red and green.
There, look.
There you go. There was quite a few of those torsos with different. You had like the dragon's head. You had the side view of the dragon. There was about 3 or 4 of those different torsos for the Dragon Masters. There you go. There's another one with the dragon's head.
Really nice.
Yeah. You can see that Lego's stepping it up with the printing on the facial features, on the different torsos. They start to step it up a little bit now. The shields, different shields.
Yeah, shields have gone green. Got a red and yellow flag. Got a huge big axe. Like, I don't know if a minifigure would actually be able to carry that axe. It's that
The crazy axe, yeah.
But brick building again. The dragon's head was a really cool idea.
It's a shame that they didn't make, like with the Black Knights, you see those shields, they made like a smaller version, didn't they? Like the standard version. But they didn't do that with the Dragon Master. They just kept the long shield.
Long ones, yeah. This is the one that we're on about remaking, aren't they?
This is the one, yeah. The Magical Workshop, yeah. I have this and I love this set. The build of this as well with the roof and everything and the pieces is so cool. It's a really, really nice classic set, this one.
Yeah, the blue blooms.
Did you have this? Did you have this as a kid?
No, I never got this one. Should have done, but I never did.
Yeah, it's
so
really cool.
I'd like a remake one.
Yeah, I think if Lego's spoke about it, or at least sort of give off that it could happen, I think a lot of people will be excited to have this one.
Did you see what they do here? Because obviously they're not current. They're retired. Blinds and clips on the window. Did you see what they decide to do for that if they redo it?
Well, it opens up as a dollhouse house style. So you open it up and it's actually got a stove inside and that. Little stove and that. It's pretty cool. For an early build, a modern version, obviously going to make it a lot more modern.
Can't you? You can undo the clip, can't you?
A great piece where the barrel is just next to it on a...
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the base plate split.
Look how they've done the spears. You're not a big fan of the way they do the spears, are you? The straight on. You see on the roof, yeah. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
It's weird.
Yeah, don't get significance.
What the decision was behind that. Stick them out long ways.
Don't make sense to me, but extra 2 spears you could use, yeah.
But you can't get to them. You'd have to magic them down. Hang on a minute.
Another big axe again. All right, Greg, thanks for joining us, mate.
Hello. The Dragon Wagon, also known as Ogwyn the Dragon.
Yes.
Is the first dragon.
First time we see the green dragon. Classic green. Yeah.
And the head and the horse headpieces. I love those ones. Still got some of those.
Yeah, I've got this set. I absolutely love this set.
Didn't really explain what they were transporting the dragons for. I remember just saying, and I'm not transporting a dragon, and it's like, well, but why?
I don't know. I mean, are they transporting it for Magisto? I mean, Magisto, the way I saw it is Magisto was his dragons, the green dragons. That's how I looked at it. And the Dragon Masters were the ones that sort of looked after them, because you always find the Dragon Masters alongside Magisto. So I reckon he was in charge. He was the one who controlled the dragons, and they used them for battle. And then as we get later on down the line and we start to see the black versions from Willow the Witch, who's supposedly meant to be the cousin of Magisto, there's loads of little things that interlock with each other, even though they're a good 4 or 5 years next range down the line. They sort of interweave the different sort of lure, if you can call it that. Yeah.
I used to make up my own sort of stories, as you well know. We've talked about it.
Of course.
But I just find it interesting that they never really explained why they were transporting. You should just literally say on the advert something like, the Dragon Knights are transporting a dragon. It's like, yeah, but why?
Exactly, yeah. Tell us. Give us some comic books or something. Why? I'm sure North America got some type of lure in terms of that in comic books or something. You know where you get those Lego comics where you got, or Lego magazines where it's got all different little comic strips. I'm sure they got a little bit more than we did.
Like like you say, if they're bringing him home to him, why do they need to pen him in? But yeah, it's like they've captured it and moving it. So also known as Ogwyn's Cave. I remember Ogwyn's Cave. So
this is one I built on the live.
Which one was supposed to be Ogwyn then? Is he the one with the cape? Because he's got like ginger hair, hasn't he, and stuff.
He has, yeah. I have no idea, mate.
Obviously, this is Merlin or Magisto, whichever version it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they keep mentioning Ogwyn here. I remember them mentioning it quite a lot, but not explaining why. So I presume it's him because he's well decked up, isn't he?
He is. He's proper sort of tooled up to the nines, as we would say in the UK. Yeah. But
I would have given him the red saddle and the red headpiece if I had this set.
Yeah, and there's no as a kid, you would do things like that. You change things over to what suits you. I mean, as a collector, I have them displayed how they are on the box. But as you say, I probably would have done the exact same thing as what you said.
So they brought the dragon here to go into here for him to do whatever he was going to do, which we never knew was. But I love that kid on that guy.
The burnt pieces, you get the spiral stairs at the back as well that wind up to the next level.
There he is, look. With the hair. I'm sure that's meant to be him.
Those capes are terrible back in the day.
I loved them.
Because like nowadays, you put the two, you usually get 2 or 3 holes, so you can put the cape round so it falls flat. Whereas these ones, you only get 1 hole, so they used to stick up. When they were brand new, they used to stick up like that. So it's an absolute nightmare. But the colorations and everything are pretty cool. It's the first time we got printed capes, if I remember rightly, as well.
They would curl at the edges as well. But look at the printing on the back of it. Actually looks like the actual dragon for the first time.
Exactly.
The actual.
Yeah, they took, like I say, they took it with Dragon Masters. For me, they took it to the next level from what we've had previously in terms of printing and stuff. And
another interesting thing that a lot of people don't realize, but is they made him look like he was kneeled down by turning his legs around.
Yeah,
way back then. They did that in a pose. I don't know where he's shooting down, but
the way I imagine it, he's on a cliff face or a rock face, so he's looking down. If you have a look, you see the edges of the rock.
Yeah, suddenly gets up there, he could fall forward with that helmet on.
He certainly could, yeah.
He's probably got cramp. He's been sat there since 1990, whatever year we're on. 93.
Cool set. Love that set.
That is a good set. A fire-breathing fortress or Castle Carrick.
This is the big one.
Yes. This is a good one.
You can actually pick this up again for a really good price. There was, when I bought mine, they were really good quality because it comes slightly later on than some of the earlier sets on base plates. And also the fact that there was a lot of these in production, a lot of them circulating. So, a good year or so ago, I don't know now, but a good year or so ago, there was, which to me is a really good bargain.
I wonder who Carrick was meant to be. Castle Carrick. Was that printed then? That was that printed up here? This bit
that was printed, and there's
2 dragons.
Hang on.
Something printed here as well.
Yeah, you got that printed. Couldn't remember. There is another printed piece. I'm not sure if it's in this set.
There's the one underneath the around the gates. Look.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because I'm just looking on the side of my one. Yeah, and the head moves as well. There's a pin in there. There's a lance, and you pull the lance out, and the head moves. And also, there's a trapdoor where Magisto is. Just in front of Magisto is a trapdoor, and you pull the trapdoor, and it falls down.
He's clearly commanding these dragons and using magic, and then it lives living here in the.
Yeah, he's got them in the pit. Yeah, deep in the pit. Yeah. Also, you can see it's the first time they used the brown on the trees on the side of the castle.
I'd put in brown in, because I think that was to define between the black head, wasn't it? They wanted to do that.
Yeah.
A really good set. And then this is interesting down here.
Yeah. Little Wolfman.
Yeah.
Little wolf pack man. Yeah. It's obviously either trying to break in or, I mean, you can come up with all different scenarios. Trying to steal treasure from under the dragon's nose. I don't know. Trying to let the dragon go. Sorry?
That panel must pull forward. It's got 2 hinges on it.
I think it does. Yeah, I think it goes forward. Yeah. Yeah, cool set that is. If you're looking to get a nice castle set with dragon and all that in it, you won't go far wrong to pick this up for a what, £100.
New, over £1,000.
Yeah, brand new in box, over £1,000.
I had a few of these. I know I've only put one down, but I did have a few of these. These are the things that we keep going on about. We're like a broken record, but how easy Lego is it to do simple little sets? And if you want to overcharge for them, then do it, because you'll still sell them.
Yeah, the last I think I've mentioned this before, but a lot of my castle stuff and all my Legos was given away to family members, younger family members, when I moved out my house. And when I moved back, I thought I had no Lego left. And recently I found last year, my mum found a couple of carrier bags. One had a pirate ship in it, and the other one had loads of minifigs. And I remember the last castle stuff I bought with pocket money was this one and another cart, which we'll look at in a little while. We'll see. And I forgot I had these in the box still, and it was absolutely awesome to come across this. Why Lego cannot do this, we've talked about it 100 times. This is the Dragon Masters versions of what we've seen on the previous show, on episode 1. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And you get a horse with this one as well. It's just so.
It's broken up again for me. It's breaking up for others.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this. So I've got good internet, so I don't understand why it's breaking up.
It's probably melon. It's like we've said over and over again. We know from the Facebook groups and the Instagram posts, the people that we follow, who are posting pictures of bags of Lion Knights, Black Falcons. Obviously, people are buying skeletons now. Thanks, Greg. We know people always buy animals and stuff. So they're probably paying quite a lot of money for an order to come through that they would which, like I say, it's not like it's easy for Lego to do that. They have to go and get them out of the boxes, bag them up and do them. It's not the same as an automated system that, has a box that it's in the warehouse and they just send it to you. Why they haven't cottoned on to this thing of just doing essentially battle packs for these given what's happened with Black Falcons and Lion Knights. Why they won't do it, and Forestmen, or Forest Guardians as they're called. It's daft. It's crazy.
Well, me and you have talked about this a long time ago. I say a long time ago, before we start to see the increasing popularity of medieval sets and medieval stuff coming back. We talked about this a while back, and we was like, why can't they not do this? And I was like, if I still run my YouTube channel and I would campaign, I'd really put out a campaign and do a 501st Ryan version to try and get this done. I just don't understand why Lego just don't do this. It don't make sense. As you say, these would fly off the shelves. People wouldn't just buy one; they'll buy 3 or 4 packs at a time. And it's so much easier to pick them up than do it on.
They've done it with Batman. They've done it with Ninjago, where you get even figures that are exclusive in little blister packs that they've done with Batman, Ninjago, and Marvel. So even if they did a 3-pack of Forest and 3 of Black Falcon and 3 of Lion Knights, they'll never stay in the shops because people do want to army build.
Or one of each.
I personally would like to see this recreated with the classic box, even if it was 2 Falcons, 1 Forest, and 2 Lion Knights, and a little bit of weapons would be good.
100%.
I think too much to ask for, so I'm put a horse in now because it would proper ramp the price up because they do charge a lot for horses.
They do, yeah. $550, I think, on Pick a Brick.
But yeah, strange Lego. And again, in this one, you had Wolf Pack as well thrown in there. So they're still around. 1994. The Crossbow Art.
This one. Now, this was the other set that I had amongst those minifig pack. I talked about the cart earlier on with the little Lion Knight being my favourite set, small pocket money set that I never owned. This is actually my favourite small pocket money set that I did own in the box.
I've got it in the box, so let's move to the box. That's the
there
box.
You go. That's the one. Better image as well. I love this set. I've actually got it just sitting right there. I love it. I think it's a cool little set.
I've got this one as well.
Cracking.
I like the Black Spear as well. It's quite cool.
I'd have bought tons of these if this was still around now.
Yeah. The thing with this one is the shield worked absolutely perfectly in protecting him. Getting into a position and being able to fire those crossbows off.
It's a small siege weapon, isn't it? Yeah, it's awesome.
Brand new, £18.98 is probably worth it, to be honest. If you want to collect brand new in box, if you can get it for that.
I totally agree. Yeah. I would buy it for that price.
It's probably about 50, 60 quid.
I'd say 60, 70 quid, for sure.
Used looks about right. But, just again, an easy little polybags that they could do now if they don't like. And I know we say polybags because that's the terminology used for something of this size. But again, put it in a little box. It's going to be more environmentally friendly than a polybag. Tiny little box. Don't do a blister pack with a load of plastic on it. Just put it in a little box.
That's all you need.
Yeah, a little bit of art, box art on it. Put a little scene poster in there for us, please. We don't want them much.
That's another
Even if the instructions unfolded out like they did for this tiny little build, but on the back was a little poster, that would just make our day.
That'd be awesome. Be absolutely awesome.
Dragon Master's Chariot was North America only, which is a shame because I like this one.
Yeah, I don't remember this, obviously, because it's North American, but I never remembered this set. But it is a cool little set again. Nice little build.
Easy to recreate this one.
Yeah, very easy. Yeah. Pick those pieces up quite easy.
Yeah, those pieces are all well in production. The wheels might be a little bit bigger, which is
about
probably
the head guard. Yeah, I don't know about the head guard on the horse. I'm not sure how available they are nowadays, but I'm sure you pick them up on Bricklink.
Yeah, I've got a fair few of them. Even any type of dragon headpiece would work. Even if you didn't have a headpiece, but bigger wheels would be more chariot-ified as well if they're the only ones you can get hold of.
That's right. Yeah, 2 giant axes. Yeah, nice little set.
They're almost like halberds, them things.
I think that's what they're meant to signify. Early halberds. Yeah.
Huge. Magister's Tower, North American again.
That's it. Yeah, this is the one that I was quite jealous of that I really wanted. These are ones of the printed piece I was talking about. Printed arch and then the printed panel. Yeah, I love this set. It's a shame we didn't get it. Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get it in the UK or Europe. Maybe in Europe, but we didn't get it in the UK.
It's interesting. Playmobil specifically targeted the UK with a range of castles around the same period. Why did Lego feel they had to go and try and get into the North American market and not just...
I don't know. You would expect that Europe, because obviously castles are, Europe and UK, pretty much. Was Lego being bought more in the USA back in the day? I don't know.
Not as far as I know, they weren't. It was always been Germany was the biggest market.
Right. So yeah, it don't make sense to me.
Seems like they were trying to tap in there because I know across the pond they do really love the castle and knights and
they do. Yeah.
It's obviously because it's not part of their history, for example, like it is ours, but you'd still think these would have sold just as well, even if you only did small amount of them here.
That's why we get so much tourism for castles and royal family and stuff like that, with our history, the medieval style, and that makes sense. But yeah,
I don't quite get what's going on with this cart though, because are they dragging on the dragon on the back? And it's like dragon on the back.
Yeah, it's a bit of It's a strange one, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
With a spear. Yeah, it's weird.
A bit at the front there with the green. Give it sort of mystic thing.
I'm sure there's alternative pictures that might explain it. Possibly, it's a strange one from that picture.
Yeah. And on to 1995. Wizard's Cart.
Yeah.
Another easy one to do.
Nice. Yeah, like that. Nice little build. Look at the little blue piece. I saw them blue pieces in grey a lot in space sets.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call it.
Modified 1x2 plate in it.
Right, is that what it's called?
Or it'll be they'll class it as a 4 plate with an offset or something. But yeah, because they were half off, weren't they, from this stud to that stud? They're I think they are in the jumper section. I can't remember. But yeah, it was just simple, easy little build. He's pulling his little cart along with his little bird and having a whale of a time.
That's it, yeah. Yeah. I don't remember the grey parrot piece coming in anything other than castle. I think it's to signify some type of bird of prey, a falcon, that kind of thing back in the day.
Yeah, it's meant to be.
Hunting birds.
And then all of a sudden we get a king.
Yes, we're into a new faction. Yes. Yeah. Royal Knights. Now, this is where I end. Where we just got to now is my Dark Age starts now. Well, it started in 93, but yeah, it starts at the end of the Dragon Master, sorry.
This is the era of the Chrome.
It is indeed, yeah. The start of Chrome, yeah. So it's unusual. New shield with a lion knight on it. Different type of lion's head this time round. Yeah. Nice little set there. We just get the horse with the king on it. Never got that before. It's the first time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting that they literally brought this out. I mean, I was lucky because I think Scott was getting this kind of castle stuff as a kid, so I didn't really have a dark age with it, as in he was getting it was an excuse for me to pick it up and play with him. As a teenager. So, but yeah, the interesting thing was they suddenly bring out a king and they go all in and they start chroming things, which was this era of 95, 96 onwards, they were chroming a lot of stuff. They did it with the Aquazone as well.
Brand new. It looks absolutely beautiful, the chrome, but it never really lasted, did it, the chrome, unfortunately? If you looked
after it, it did. The swords, not so much if you bang them around, but I've got daggers and swords that are pristine because you always ended up with extra ones.
Right.
So you could just put them away. You put them on like a rack or something when you were never pick them up. It was like they were like the Excaliburs, so you didn't really want to use them too much. I don't really remember this one too much. It's almost like a retake on the Black Monarch's Ghost, isn't it? But we're going to use a skeleton.
Yeah, using the skeleton instead. Is this I mean, obviously you got different torsos now, the different insignia. That little do you see with the torches on the left hand side? That little cone. Is that a play feature? Do you pull that and then the skeleton falls through or something? I don't know. I'm completely in the dark now.
Yeah, I think is it on a hanger or something? So it'll fall because he's not on the floor. So I think maybe he's underneath.
Right.
Yeah. On the plate.
You pull that or something?
You pull that and then it'll release the plate and he'll fall forward to give him the surprise, if I remember.
Right. I feel weird now because I am, like I say, completely in the dark. There's only a few other themes that I'd know a little bit more about, but this I have no idea about. This Royal Knight era.
That's the good thing. We get to look at it.
Yeah,
but you can tell by you can tell that they've used a Technic brick, that there's also another Technic brick in there to make that function work.
Good spot. Yeah, I didn't see that. I can see that now. Yeah.
It's interesting now, the whole again, they've not really got the modular approach to this, but they've almost built as if this could be added on, but clearly you can't add it on this end because it's not to the edge and it's not Technic pinned. But
still using panel pieces, the castle panel pieces.
Yeah. And then they bring out these Royal Knights with nothing really behind it other than the fact that we've suddenly got a king. So we've been talking about having kings and castles with kings and a Black Monarch, and then all of a sudden they go, "Oh right, here's a king, and now you've got the Royal Knights." It's like, what?
Hang on
with
a
a
minute.
lion on it again.
Yeah.
With another version of a lion, a crowned lion. So it's an interesting thing that Lego when they started throwing them out.
Well, there's that thing about like progression. So you got the Lion Knights as we know back in the 80s. Were these the next generation of Lion Knights? You know, for instance, you got, say, for instance, you live in the 12th century and then you go into the 13th century and you got a new king. Is it the same family just with a different insignia? It's just where it's progressed over a period of time.
To the Royal Knights now, but they've taken complete control of the realm, and it's like the crowned stag in Game of Thrones. So they've crowned the lion and become the Royal Knights.
Yeah, Lion Knight ancestors, probably. I don't know. It's a good little thing to think about.
Yeah.
What'd you make of this build?
So we've gone back to the blue, which is interesting that we've suddenly gone back to the blue. We've got a blue trim round the flags and the shields for to tie that in. And again, he's on his, I don't know what he's trying to do on his knees there. But then they've added in a few extra gaps. You've got 2 horses on a cart.
There's yellow there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's yellow in there. You've got an over exaggeration of chrome.
Just a bit, just a tad.
I don't know who he's whipping because his whip's the wrong way around.
I think he's getting ready to go like that. So
what are you doing down on your knees? I mean, I presume he's meant to be knighting him, but I don't know why he's knighting him in that particular pose.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he could be knighting him or taking it. Well, I don't want to say it.
Taking his head off.
His head off.
We're on Twitch. We can say what we like. But yeah, and a treasure on it, and white lances. It's all interesting. This evolved. It's obviously a new design.
That is something completely new to me. And something you'll be surprised about. Anyone like Greg who might just be laughing in there. I didn't even know they made white lances till now. So you never stop learning. You never stop learning. Didn't know they made white lances.
This is one of the themes or eras, let's call it an era, that I have no interest in terms of like going back and picking any of the. And I've got some because I've obviously got some of Scott's stuff when I brought it across. But I would not be going back to look at buying these sets from this thing. There's higher things on the priority list than the Royal Knights. They seem to be.
I agree.
Really down on the pecking order. Like there's no real why.
Yeah, there's no reason. They're not bad sets. It just doesn't resonate with me to want to have these personally.
I don't like that they've not really put any thought into the design of the torsos. There's not really much change.
No.
He looks all right, but it's not kingly.
No,
it's a bit off, isn't it? They've not quite hit the mark with this one. I just can't put my finger on it. It almost looks like he's wearing a Black Panther necklace. Have a look if we can see him. It's literally,
there he is.
Almost like a jest. It doesn't. It
just
doesn't look right, does it?
It's a bit comical. Yeah.
I
mean, he's got a great plume on his head with the white plume. He looks different with his white legs and his black waistband, but he's not got a cape on or anything. I don't know. It's just, I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, Royal Knights, and so far we've not actually seen a knight. We've just seen the king and a couple of troops, but
not rubbish. I'm sure there's people out there who lived in this era who love the Royal Knights.
Oh, absolutely.
Just our opinion, really. Like it's just.
In fact, it looks like the same designers, so they've just trying something different by the look of it.
Of course. Now, what does this remind you of that we've already seen?
Yeah, it's very similar to the Wolfpack one, isn't it? And it'll also come in later on as well. Is it the one with the Gold Knight that's very similar?
I think it's it does come in a later set, very similar to this. I think there's one in the era of fantasy, possibly. Yeah, I think the Leo Knights. Is it the Leo Knights? I don't know, but I know this comes very similar to what we're going to be looking at. I like the fact you get a little boat. Is that a boat? A little
raft.
It's pretty cool. Skeleton again.
Yeah, and the Dragon Knights are still around, but he's got a
continuity error again.
He's got a Black Knight shield.
A Black Knight shield. Yeah,
and these panel pieces still here.
And look at his flag color as well. He's got the Lion Knight flag color.
Yeah,
red and yellow.
And good luck getting up there to get that treasure chest on because often you see what you'd see is a bridge with a towered defensible thing and a treasure chest on the top, so you can't defend it.
The only thing I could think of is if you had a dragon and swoop down for it. I couldn't think of another way of getting up there for that. But
yeah, the bridge. It's a brilliant set, but it's not the kind of set that works without other stuff, is it? You need other things with it to make it. Even if it was in front of a castle, then it would make more sense.
Yeah, it's a nice set, and I probably, if I was in that era, I would have bought this set because I think it's that nice of a set. But yeah, it's again, it's out of my era, so I've got no connection to it.
Some good pieces, good design. I do like it. It's not really on its own type of set. There's play value here, but it doesn't really, again, explain why are they here on this particular bridge. There's some. This torso is interesting, but again, look how comical. If I can pull it off, you'll see it's almost like a city. Somebody who's a classic Royal Knight T-shirt guy.
Yeah, you can't take it seriously, can you? As a faction.
No. When you look at what they've done before with chainmail and printed, and all of a sudden this just looks like this could be a kid walking around who's a fan of Royal Knights in Lego City.
Yeah, he's had it printed off of the internet, and he's bought a couple of T-shirts like what I wear. Yeah, it's
Fruit of the Loom, this, isn't it?
Yeah, Fruit of the Loom. Yeah,
but apparently that's what you use when you're on a raft.
Apparently so.
If anybody's confused about continuity in Castle, it's probably the worst out of all of their themes for continuity
so far. I'll wait till you get to the Dark Knights, the Dark Forest. Sorry.
I meant the Castle theme compared to any other theme seems to have better continuity than Pirates has, Space has.
That's right. Yeah, Royal Knights Castaway. This is probably my favourite base plate. I love this base plate. I know it's a really weird thing. You got the whole castle to look at and to say, how you like it or you don't like it or whatever. But the base plate on this one, if you want to use it as a mocker, is truly awesome.
I love this castle.
It is pretty. It is pretty.
The same problems like this castle down is things like the torso prints on some of these guys, but the barding for, let's go in deep, that's about as far as we get. The barding on this guy, the red helmet on this knight here, fantastic. The little sort of like stern gargoyle type things they've built up here, the blue tower tops. Again, that last bridge thing works perfectly in front of this as a whole collection. But it doesn't really sort of, whereas the other ones is quite obvious that they are fronts of castles, that bridge doesn't give that impression, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you got a new bard in there as well with the Royal Knight logo on it. Skeleton, that little house thing, that you got the cursor over. Was there a ghost in there at all?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'll have to watch some reviews on some of these ones to see if anyone's done them. Whether it's just a secret entrance in and out, but it's not very secret.
So if you look to the right hand side, you'll see there's a drawbridge. I think there's another entrance.
The hidden drawbridge there. It's more skeletons. We've gone off the ghosts. We're into skeletons now.
Yeah, they've replaced.
We have got a ghost, but we're putting skeletons in everything.
Prisoners.
And just so you didn't know, the ghost glows in the dark.
There he is. Yeah, I didn't even notice him sitting there in the tower. Yeah, nice set.
Strange one, but I do like the castle. Like you said, the base plate is epic. The layout of the castle is play value wise is fantastic. You'd have hours of fun with that. There's so much going on. It's just a shame they scrimped on the torsos.
Cracking set. Cracking set.
Where is he? He's the guy that I like. Is he here? Look at that.
Oh wow! Look at that with his black beard. Yeah, what do you call that at the front again? Visor,
yeah. The red helmet and the black striking. All it needs is the black or even red chest piece rather than seeing the torso.
Yeah. Let's have a look at that king again. You just hovered over it. Oh, you give him a cape this time round.
Yeah, they've given him a cape.
Different colour legs.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah, very strange.
Interesting. So we've hit 130, Craig.
I won't be buying that one.
It's the base. That base plate is very sought after.
We have hit 2:30, and we are into 1996, and it's more Royal Knights and a nice space pack thrown into there, and the Dark Forest.
Start the Dark Forest.
Do you want to do this last Royal Knights one in the Dark Forest? Or?
Let's finish up on the so we finish on an even kill.
Yeah.
So let's just do these. Yeah.
So yeah, I had this one again. It's just a remake of the other little boats in different colours. To be fair,
very simple, isn't it? Those little boat pieces, easy to recreate, different coloration.
Long shield worked really well.
Yeah, I agree.
There's either side of it. You can see a few of these coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, nice little set. Bit plain on the boat.
Position, hit the shore.
Yeah.
Give a bit of protection for the troops landing.
Yeah. Pretty cool little builds. Another pocket money set. Yeah.
Yeah, you just see him rowing in and spinning around.
You can almost repurpose that and put it into a different faction if you wasn't a fan of, like we spoke about with the Royal Knights.
Why did they do this as maybe it's the only image they could get, so we'll just ignore the spires.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Catapult.
Just put that spires. There we go. So yeah, just a little, very similar to what we've already seen them do, but used a bit of hose.
Yeah, like a trebuchet, isn't it?
Yeah.
No weight on the top though. It's all done by finger power, hand of God, finger power, as they call it in the railway hobby.
Finger power.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get to Dark Forest. Is these the only Dark Forest sets?
There should be 3. Yeah, 3 Dark Forest sets.
Let's do them. Talk me through it.
Right, let's do them. Yeah, Dark Forest was, again, I know for sure this is definitely North American. We'd never, ever got these in the UK. Maybe got imported by people. I've seen very few being sold on eBay and on Bricklink in Europe. I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm saying they're very few and far between. They demand a lot of money if you wanted to have one on this side of the pond. Lovely sets, very different. Look at the different type of torsos that you get with these figs. I think there's 4 different figs for the Dark Forest. It is nice, yeah. It was a revisit. You know, we hadn't had Forestmen for a little while now, so they revisited it in 1996. Again, this was in my dark age, so even if they were on the shelves, I don't think I would have had them. Although looking back now, I wish they had been, and I would have had them. Nice little build. This is one of the smallest. I think it is the smallest build of the 3.
That's a pan they're using, look, to fire the cylinders in.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that they've gone red arms, but then they've put the brown sort of.
Yeah, I have that figure.
Yeah, to match the hood.
And then they used the original Robin Hood's torso on the other figure. With a Wolfpack hood.
Yeah. There he is.
Yeah.
Forestman 3 with quiver.
Repurposed, isn't it? They've repurposed the figure there, but yeah, this one's slightly different because on the original Forestman, they were like the pelt was like a, how can I put it, squared off. Whereas this one's got like little sharp edges.
Nice belts there.
Yeah.
I can see why they didn't use the brown arms as well, because if anyone had the monkeys from the pirates, the brown arms used to split where the hands went in.
I heard that, yeah. I never had any of my monkeys split, but yeah, I heard that they split very, very easily.
I never expected you to say.
First time I've never had any monkeys
that split. Oh, God.
But yeah, pirate faces again.
Expensive look.
It is, yeah.
I like this one. I do like this one. I just like the name of this one.
This is the second biggest one. This is where you can see the Burt pieces and stuff they've used. If you look at the top, there's the forest. That's the third forest. I'm sure there's 4 of them. Yeah, these are the other 2. So the first 2 we saw on the first set. This is the second 2, and then in the last set, I think you get all 4 of them together. Royal Knights in there.
Yeah, Royal Knights. God, that toss looks bad, doesn't it?
So
not so bad with the red and white, but the white one looks like a t-shirt.
It does look like a t-shirt. I agree.
I love that hand well pump.
Yes, yeah, the well there, pretty cool.
Yeah,
nice build, nice
brick
4 pieces.
Little lever on top of it.
Yeah, So yeah, it's an unusual one. This one.
Yeah. Why is he loading the catapult?
That's what I mean. It's
All over the
strange.
place, isn't it?
It's strange. Wait till you see the next one, then you will see strange bits and pieces together.
Box art, nice there. Box art's really nice.
Yeah.
Jeez. If we got a picture of that torso, look at that.
That is so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you say that's the Robin of that era, possibly at the Four Figs?
Yeah, and if they'd have done that in that exact design in a green print on the torso, that would have been beautiful.
Yeah. Look at the fact he's sleeveless, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sleeveless is slightly different. Not seen that before. Yeah, in Castle.
Printed that green with the black belt on it, as well as the trousers and hat, would be trying to get hold of them. It's a Dark Forest Fortress.
Yeah, this is the biggest one.
Oh my god, what is going on here?
Right. So the base plate was really cool. I like the fact that you can drive through the base plate. It's got a curve, so you can drive through it.
Yes.
The tree falls down. I don't know if you can make it bigger. Can you make it
see
bigger?
that? Yeah. So look, no, that's about as big as it
Not
gets.
much bigger. Yeah, it's got the play feature where the tree falls down, so it can actually block the path of the coach, the impending coach coming through, almost like they're going to rob it, like Robin Hood, basically. If you look at the coach, he's got a Black Knight's shield, a Dragon Knight shield. I don't know if these are ones that they've actually stolen or had handed down, or I have no idea.
He's over there with a Dragon Knight's torso on. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, the continuity in this particular set is all over the place. Yeah. It's a beautiful set, though. Really, one of those that I would love to have had. You can see they've got the blue roofs, so they revisited the original Forestman blue roofs.
Black as well. A lot of black in there, as well as the brown.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you pull that lever, that tree thing's going to fall on his head and knock him out.
Pretty much. Does it go that far across if he still sits down? Yeah, goes across. So it's blocked the path of the coach, really.
Yeah.
Rob the rich.
Demand the taxes.
That's it.
Yeah, like you say, that base plate is very similar, if it's not the same mold design as the Neptune lab from Aquazone, but which was done in blue.
I think it did come repurposed in different colours. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, mate. Yeah.
Nice set.
It is a lovely set.
Figures. So look at so him again.
Yeah, there's one more we haven't seen. That's him. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. That is a cool. Again, that's a good little peasant type torso that you could use, isn't it?
Notice they've got the crossband on them on these Forestman sets. So you can put a quiver on the back and it can almost be like the quiver strap.
The original one. Yeah. That is a funny headpiece that they've done there.
With a fringe, It's really weird, isn't it?
His mum's cut his hair.
Lloyd Christmas. Yeah, that's still. I think that's the best one.
What is going on here? What's going on?
So the Dragon Masters, as far as I'm concerned, were out the picture now. It was the Royal Knights, and they've literally thrown.
They've suddenly blended back in again.
Yeah, they've sort of slid their way back in. I personally think it's because they had leftover parts.
Yeah, they've gone back into the storeroom and gone, oh, we've got a load of these. We need to shift. Come on, what are we going to do? I don't know. Chuck them into this set.
Yeah, and just throw different shields in the mix as well, like the Black Knight shields. Yeah, it's all over the place. But I like the fact that they used the green flag with the red flag for this Forestman set. In the past, we've seen red and white. So to see the green and red actually makes sense to me.
Yeah, it looks good.
So North America. Bet you're pleased you got those and we didn't. Yeah, good sets.
And then we get on to Fright Nights and stuff, which is brilliant timing for finishing.
I agree. Yeah, for episode 3, I'm looking forward to seeing the Fright Nights. We'll talk about them in due course.
Let me hide that one. So been another good nostalgia trip back.
It was, learned a few bits as well, like white lances. Didn't know it existed. So you never stop learning.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Let us know what you want to do, because we have got these saved at the moment, and we're planning on putting them up somewhere. It might be on SAR's channel, or I might stick some on mine, or an option for Bazza to put them on his channel if he wanted to in the future. And we're definitely keeping them. And I've got one ready to go that I was going to probably put up on my channel from last week. We've done 2, but so you wanted to go back and watch one, you could. But yeah, so up to you. Let us know. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Make sure to check on the Instagram page for the next SAR episode, which should be coming out this coming Thursday, Friday, depending if you're in New Zealand or the UK or in America. So yeah, keep an eye on posts from the Some Assembly Required Instagram account, and we'll keep you updated on when we'll be on and what we'll be doing, hopefully.
Yeah, spread the word. Let's get us up to 50 followers.
Yeah, get us on Twitch. Come and watch us on Twitch and help us out on there.
Yeah. Right. Thanks, everyone. And we will see you next time for episode 3.
Most definitely.
Bye-bye.
See you later, peeps.